What's going on Mercy Squad? It's Mercy and I'm back again with another reaction video. Now, before we get into this reaction video, I do want to say RIP to the people that lost their lives in this reaction videos. This is 10 rappers that predicted their death. I don't know how that worked, but let's get into the video. I don't know how that worked. I don't even want to know. But let's get into this video though.
Try and make this final album get its release.
Wait a minute. I ain't do
Worst
that.
thing comes to worst, I die a tragic death or and I'm not able to see out my dreams. I at least want to know that the kids perceived my message.
Developing right now, a search for a killer in South Florida after an up-and-coming
rapper messed up. RP XXX.
20-year-old XXXTentacion killed in an apparent robbery.
Just this year,
Dope
we've lost a lot of talented rappers for one reason or another, and you'd be surprised to hear that a lot of these rappers predicted their final days. You should watch the entire video because today we'll be counting down 10 rappers that predicted their passing. Don't forget to turn on post notifications, like, and subscribe to the channel. Number 10, Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD is very much on the mind of people right now because his latest album, Legends Never Die, has officially dropped, which is both good and bad because while it's good to have music from Juice WRLD again, it's a posthumous release.
Yeah, it's about my eyes going back and forth. I got two screens. Stop hating on me. I see it from both angles.
$500 Amazon gift card.
I'm probably not.
Make this final album get its release because they wanted to pay tribute to the late rapper. Juice WRLD died in December 2019 after overdosing on while trying to flee officers trying to search his plane. Now, to be clear, he most certainly didn't predict the rather bizarre amount of circumstances that led to his death. However, he did predict one thing with somewhat chilling accuracy. What's the 27 club? We ain't making it past 21. In case you didn't know, Juice WRLD died just 6 days after his 21st birthday. And if you don't get the reference, he was talking about how many rappers were said to never make it to 27 years old. But in recent years, a very disturbing trend that includes our next entry found that many rappers die before they're even 21, or they'll die when they are 21. And now Juice WRLD can be added to the list. While some may not see this as a true prediction,
he was too young though.
Very accurate. His words also led
they all be too young.
That he faked his own death because he noted one time, "My goal is to get overly famous, shine for a couple of years, and then fake my death." To be clear, we don't believe that Juice WRLD faked his own death, but a lot of people honestly do because of how he went out and the somewhat mysterious circumstances
that man ain't Tupac.
Passing. Either way though, he noted that he wasn't making it past 21, and he was sadly very right on that account. Number 9, XXXTentacion. Despite it being almost 2 years since his passing, X is still being honored by his fans as well as fellow rappers through posthumous collaborations like with Lil Pump and Lil Wayne. But in his song Sad, he may have hinted that his death was coming soon, but not
RPX though, cause
who am I, someone that's afraid to let go? You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Suicide if you ever try to let go.
I liked his mindset.
I'm sad, I know. In the song, he's singing about the loss of a loved one,
and he was young, so he had so far to go.
His life would be the
next
to go. Sure enough, he did
just
lose
because
his one-time girlfriend, and then his life was taken, not by his own hand, mind you, but someone did take it, and many in the world were sad. Plus, in the music video for Sad, there was a part where he saw himself in a casket, which is a reference to how many movies and TV shows show the spirits of people looking at themselves when they're gone at their funerals. As teased earlier, X is part of the 21
and that was
Club,
crazy.
And just as ironic, Juice WRLD was one of the rappers who was hit the hardest by the passing for various reasons, not the least of which was that the two were friends and had sung songs together, and even Juice WRLD admitted a while after the death that it hadn't hit him yet that X was gone. It also should be noted that X also had rumors that he was actually alive because of various inconsistencies in the case surrounding his passing, but again, it's very clear that he is gone. But the rap world at large wishes that he had stayed around because they felt he still had so much to offer.
Worst thing comes to worst, I die a tragic death or something, and I at least want to know that the kids.
Let's see, that's why I don't speak on death too much.
Number 8, Notorious B.I.G.
Feel like yeah, hear you or something.
There were two rappers on opposite sides of the United States that were dominating the rap industry. One was Tupac Shakur, and the other was Biggie Smalls, aka Notorious B.I.G. The irony of this particular prediction was that it wasn't the first time that Biggie Smalls rapped about dying. He honestly did it a lot in some very interesting ways. But when he wrote the track,
gotta watch what you speak about.
It was clear that something was different, as he had the line, "I'm glad I'm dead. I swear to God, I feel like death is calling me." He was right. For a little while after that, Biggie Smalls went to the Soul Train Awards, and when he left the event, he was caught in a drive-by that took his life. This left many wondering if he well and truly knew that he was going to pass on this way, and that's why he wrote it in the song.
These men are still legends to this day.
The loss of Biggie Smalls is the fact that the person
everybody not a legend. Y'all be trying to make everybody legends. Everybody not a legend.
No true suspects were arrested
I'm a legend.
or truly charged with the crime of taking Biggie's life. To this day,
that's facts.
Unsolved mystery in many movies and TV series.
I don't care what y'all say. Y'all make anybody legends.
Might have done it.
R.I.P. Biggie.
As of right now, the mystery is unsolved, and justice for Biggie, his family, and his followers hasn't been given, which makes it all the more ironic that he basically predicted his death, and saying "I feel like death is calling me" is a rather chilling thing to say in a song, no matter the context. Then to have the premonition of sorts coming forth and being real, that's sad. And not unlike the previous entry, Biggie Smalls had a lot to give to the world of rap. You almost have to wonder what would have happened if he was still alive.
Y'all know nothing about that. Y'all too young.
Would he have gone in the industry? Would he have been an even bigger star? Mysteries abound. And if you don't know, now you know. 7. Mac Miller. Mac Miller is a
this was my
case in the rap
dog.
He had many hit songs, had a very public relationship with Ariana Grande, and yet in 2018 his life was lost due to overdose. And when put next to his song and music video Self-Care, you have to wonder if he knew all along that this was the way he was going to go out. The music video for Self-Care mostly focused on Miller being trapped in a coffin underground, and only at the end did he escape to live his life again. But perhaps that was an
most people on this list, but I'm just saying, Mac Miller,
what he could do not so long after.
My childhood,
Self-Care, he's saying, can't
piece
trust
of my
no
childhood.
one, can't even trust yourself. Yeah, in part he was referencing Grande, who dumped him and then bashed on him on social media, but he also knew that he couldn't trust himself, and he was right, for it was by his own hand, and he did take the substances that he passed. The irony of this particular death is many-fold, not the least of which is because when he did pass, Ariana Grande mourned very openly for him, and many interpreted that she felt if she was still with him, he would still be around. She even sang him a eulogy of sorts in her song Thank You Next, where she called him my angel and lamented that he wasn't around anymore. There's no doubt that Mac Miller had some mental problems, but the question really was, could he have been given the help he needed? It's hard to say mental illnesses are something that can be helped with, but the person needs to want to get better, and Mac Miller clearly didn't feel that, as he was willing to overdose in order to feel better. Or
he wasn't willing to fuck
the pain. While he is gone now, maybe
who's willing to overdose?
Lesson on what not to do when you're hurting. 6. Tupac Shakur. Tupac is one of the most revered and respected legends in all of rap, and his death, very soon after the death of Biggie Smalls no less, rocks the rap community very hard. In fact, many wondered how rap would carry on.
This the love of my life right here.
Icons. They were legends, and they were
inspirations
for the next several generations of rap.
Not
what
the love of my life like that.
About his death is that a mere 2 months before it happened, Tupac sang this on the track. Done
now,
changed. I've been shot and murdered. Can you tell how it happened word for word? But best believe gon' get what they deserve. This is indeed what happened.
If anybody was a prophet in this game, it was Pop. For real. He caught a lot of stuff.
And then a drive-by occurred, fulfilling the prophecy of what he said.
But you know, oftentimes the realest things are the things that occur frequently, because a lot of people can't relate. Realest things are relatable.
After he was declared gone at the hospital. That's right, he didn't pass in the car. It made it to the hospital, and he passed a few days later, or so they claim. Many note that his funeral was incredibly small due to a sudden passing, and that it was a closed casket funeral. This and other events have fueled speculation that he is in fact alive, and that he's living somewhere else ready to make his comeback if and when he's ready. This is honestly one of the more prevailing conspiracy theories in the United States today. But if his passing is true, it's eerie that he predicted it in that song with such clarity. But the irony, though, is that whoever committed the act didn't get what they deserved. For though there have been suspects, none of them have been officially arrested and sentenced.
Oh yeah, I be watching them documentaries too.
And if you're hearing similar things, yeah, that's exactly what happened to Biggie Smalls too. Why weren't these?
They claim they know what happened.
How could they not be? Many have dared to ask these questions, but no answers have been given. 5. Big L. One of the biggest crimes that can happen in the world is having a life taken before that person's true potential can be given to the world. Lamont Coleman was a rapper known as Big L. And it was clear from a young age that he was going to be a star in the rap world. He started making tracks and beats when he was but a teenager, and then he released his true debut album at the age of 21. While he was working on his second album, which was highly anticipated, his life was taken from him. The album itself, not unlike many rappers that would follow.
People gotta stop hating and using guns, but they ain't gonna happen. So
it was a song called Casualties of a Dice Game, and in that song was the following lyrics. I got weak and fell on my rear. Now I can hear the sirens. That means here comes the Jakes, but it's too late. I'm knocking on the pearly gates. This song was obviously made before his passing, and that makes the lines even more eerie in how they accurately predict his impending passing. His life was taken in a drive-by in Harlem, New York, where he lived in February 1999. Many consider him a young legend, and one that sadly won't get to become a full-grown one. Number 4. Blade Icewood. Not every rapper who predicts
I don't
their
even
own
know who this
passing is
is.
a legend in the game on the worldwide stage, but that doesn't mean that they're not known. If you look up Blade Icewood, you won't find a lot of worldwide recognition, but in Detroit, he was a legend in every sense.
Shout out to the
Detroit has
Dito.
a deep connection with rap, especially because of the underground scene which spawned Eminem. In that
Bruh,
underground,
and
that
he
city,
just
but
try
that
to make this
eventually
video
cost him
longer
very
because
dearly. For you see, the dark part of rapping is that there's a lot of hate between some
it's a lot of
people
people in
the
Detroit
genre,
that
and
done
Blade
died
Icewood was in a
behind the
literal
rap
war with
scene
another
that's
rapper
actually
called Wipeout. The conflict was so great
known.
that
I don't know
bullet
this guy
crippled
though. He
Blade
could have been
Icewood.
known.
He lived, but he was paralyzed and likely wouldn't be able to walk again. Wipeout's life was taken not long after, and many, including Icewood, noted that it was likely in
into some
retaliation for what he did to Icewood. But
Hey,
the story
boy was
doesn't
into
stop
some
there. Where he lived in February 1995.
Oh no, I done messed
Many
up the
consider
video.
him a young
Hey, but
legend,
you know
and
what?
all of this clearly screamed that he felt he would be going to the next life himself soon, and in 2015 that promise came true. Number 1, Dolla. Another rapper that was gone too soon. Dolla had his life taken before he could ever release his first true album, but even though he never released
Wait,
it,
oh no, he didn't. Hold on, wait. I was about to stop this because I got lost. But let's find where we was at real quick. We was right here. I was gonna stop it because I'm like, now they just throwing stuff in there.
But proof. How's this for a very odd set of circumstances? There was a Detroit rapper named Proof, and his life was taken from him in 2006. But it wasn't just the rapper who sang about his own passing. 2 other rappers did as well.
I didn't see him before, but is he dead?
And then the legend himself, Eminem, sang a song about Proof passing. The first drop of the notion came during the collaboration between D12 and Proof called 40 Ounces. During Proof's lines, he talks about getting into a fight at a club and then his life being taken as a result. Pretty harmless, right? Especially since it was 2 years before Proof's passing. But then 1 year later, Eminem came out with a song called Toy Soldiers.
Okay, Proof did die. I remember somebody in a
friend
group
of
dying
Eminem's
though.
is taken out in a drive-by, and Eminem can't do anything but watch. One of the lyrics that predicted the death was, "I'm in the club to beef, you gotta murder me there." Sure enough, Proof was taken by a drive-by in front of a Detroit club in 2006. Coincidence? Irony? Fate? Or something more? You tell me in the comments down below. Number 2, Chinx Drugz. French Montana is doing very well by himself in the rap game and in other business ventures, but he did once ride with a crew called the Coke Boys, and one of the people in that crew was a man/rapper named Chinx Drugz. And while he was associated with French Montana, he was earning his own name in the world because of his songs and their content. A lot of his tracks were about hardships that he had suffered, such as growing up in a very rough Queens, New York. But one of the biggest things he did was make a song called Maybe, where he vented about how the rough lifestyle his friend had lived, which was very similar to his own, had taken his life. He poured all his emotions into the song and sang, "Certain things in life just go unexplained. Death's a sure thing. Kids left to hold your name. This for my homies on the other side. We see you short, but try hard not to my stride. Shy steep my high. Put the keys in the ignition and jump in the ride. Just trying to find a peace of mind, trying to take a piece of mine." All of this clearly screamed that he felt he would be going to the next life himself soon, and in 2015 that promise came true. Number 1, Dolla. Another rapper that was gone too soon. Dolla had his life taken before he...
Bruh. I'm sick of niggas. Bruh. I don't know what to say right here, cause like, what the fuck? Quit playing with me.
He could ever
That's Ty Dolla $, not Dollar, but RP Dollar though, because Dollar really passed away.
Eventually released, including the track Georgia Nights, about his life in Atlanta and the life that he had there. In the track, he sang about how his fate was likely already sealed, waking up in cold sweats, having dreams of going out with
That's when I was going through my light skin phase. I used to love me some light skin.
If I ever have a son, he'll probably die by the same. They say the good die young, so I must be on my way.
RP Dollar though.
He was right. His life was taken in Los Angeles in 2009. And there you have it, a look at 10 very different yet very identical rappers who found themselves predicting their own deaths. And you believe that this happened to so many?
Bruh, but that's the culture, which is kind of messed up, bruh. Our culture kind of messed up. We talk about death, drugs, and all this other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Von, if you really want to talk about it, King Von did it too. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like, bruh, you gotta watch what you say. Like I said, you gotta watch what you put into this universe because they hear you. You know what I mean? I hear everything you saying. You know what I'm saying? I wake up and tell myself that I'm gonna be filthy rich. You feel me? So mark my words, cause the universe hear me. But you gotta watch what you say though, for some real shit. Do your affirmations. But yeah, if you like this video, also tell me what you like about this video. I don't know why you would like this video. It's kind of messed up. I ain't even gonna lie. It's kind of messed up. It's sad. It's weird. It's a lot of different things. But RIP those guys. Still prayers to their family, grieving and all that other stuff that's deep. You know what I mean? You can't. Time goes on and it get easier, but it never really truly gets easier. You know what I mean? So RIP those guys, and yeah, hit the subscribe button and like button. Goddamn, and you know, if you ever me out, F with you. And I be trying to stop cussing y'all. Y'all be on my head. Leave me alone. I'm grown.
Though I'm still waiting for that green grass on the other side. I pray to God it won't be another homicide. I pray them demons don't lead people to their own demise. If she was here, she'd be smiling, gotta live your life. They